And the wind's just picked up, so it's going to be really interesting to see what happens here. Be in trouble. Yep, look at that. Those clouds are moving quickly. It should be kind of cool if this was the video in which my longest surviving interloper character died. Those freaky eyes. Oh my god, freaky wolf. I'll run back inside the farmhouse. Anyway, auroras are kind of cool. Oh, there's another fishing hut. I lost my whoa, okay. Shit. There we go. There we go. Headshot would be good. Point. Okay, there we go. Thought I'd talk a little bit about objectives for this next playthrough video. I really reckon that it's one of the things that makes this game great. I'll say great because I think it's a great game. It's just like the complex, I guess, interplay between longer term objectives and short term objectives, like run away from the bear, and you know, and the fact that these short term objectives in the long dark just leap at you just when you're trying to do something else and you're not expecting it, or you've just made a mistake and suddenly everything changes. I think just one of the things that make the game pretty damn amazing. I'll just do a little bit of narrative in my easier game, my stalker game, for a moment, because I won't need to concentrate as much on not dying. Oh yeah, this is the mountaineer's hut. It's got a hole in the ceiling, which I don't mind actually. I didn't used to like it, but it's quite handy because you can see outside a bit easier, a bit more easily, which is good. It's a cool spot actually. I'm here in both my games. Not really through careful planning. I just ended up here in both games because I wanted to get the gear next door at Ash Canyon, which is over that direction. It's a map, one map over, and so I have actually got the fancy gear from there in both my stalker and interloper game. Interloper being the hardest difficulty level, hardest difficulty level that the game comes with. So you get these crampons, which make walking on slopey hills a bit easier. You're less likely to twist an ankle, which can be disastrous if you do that. And also a sweet backpack, which you can't actually see, but it just adds, you can see a sort of icon of it there, but it adds another 5 kilograms to your carrying capacity. So in both games I've gotten that. Oh, there's my meat stores. Gotten that. And this is a pretty cool spot too, actually. It's kind of like picturesque. The Mountaineer's Hut's a cool spot, a cool wee base. Although it's pretty cold, like a lot of buildings are separate load screens and they're separate, map cells, and they're a bit warmer, whereas this can get quite cold in a blizzard, because it actually technically counts as outside, although it does give you a pretty big heat bonus. So if outside it's -30, but feels like, because of my clothes, offsetting at -15, but if I go inside and shut the door, that will warm up quite a bit. Yeah, see now it's like, it's another 16 degrees warmer in here. Anyway, so yeah, this is a cool spot. And one of my longer term objectives in my interloper, really hard game at the moment, is to actually get to the top of Timberwolf Mountain, which is a bit of a challenge. I did it years ago, but I don't remember. It might have changed since then. I don't really remember it very well. It's a long hike. There's a bit of gear up there that I could do with, but I just want to see if I can do it, because it's pretty challenging. So you might grab one of these rifles to shoot one of those wolves with, because there is no firearms in interloper. You've only got the bow, which is quite hard to shoot with. You would have seen in that amazing intro before this my incredible shot on that deer with the bow and the massive projectile drop off. I must have reloaded that game about more than 10 times to get that shot. Can't tell from the video though. But now I've told you. Actually, this has no bullets in it. Wrong rifle. Let me pick up the correct rifle that will actually allow me to shoot. I wonder what it sounds like when I shoot a rifle with no bullets in it. I've never done that before. What's the click of death sound like? Wolf's charging. Ah, there you go. That would be the click of death. Taking the wrong rifle. It would have been the first time I made that mistake, although I've made many mistakes which have gotten my characters killed in this game. It's not yet been one of them. Okay, let's grab this rifle, which as you can see has 10 bullets in it, and no spare bullets, hence the 0. Yeah, so just the interplay between longer term objectives and shorter term objectives is just fascinating, you know. So a really long term objective is to get up there. But you know, in my interloper game, I didn't bring a hacksaw with me, and you need a hacksaw to open the containers that have fallen from that crashed plane. So I need to go back to my other base and get a hacksaw because I left one there. I may get one on the way if I find one in a different spot. But you know, to get to that long-term, either of those long-term objectives, there's a whole lot of stuff which happens. You know, like you get stuck in a storm, or you're on your way back to my base and my other base, which is a couple of maps that way. You know, you get attacked, or you know, maybe find another opportunity that I want to pursue in the meantime, like maybe some more gear, or you know, I might find a bear on the way that I might maybe shoot that because I need another bear, a bear pelt, so I can make my bear skin bedroll. You know, like it's just, why is he running away? That's weird. Might have seen a rabbit. The wildlife AI is actually really cool in this game. Like you would have, with that deer shot with my bow earlier. Every time I reloaded that game, the deer would do something different. You know, it would start walking a different direction, or you know, so all of those my shot attempts were different because the animal AI is it's random enough to be real. You know, they walked every time I reloaded that in the same spot, the deer would do something different, which I think's pretty cool. Actually, rifles are darn sight easy to use. You can use them from crouching, which makes it a bit easier to sneak up on animals, and they don't really have the same level of projectile drop-off, which is also good. Let me see if I can shoot one of these wolves. Ah, that was a pretty poor shot. I may have hit him. Sometimes they don't die with first shot. Oh, see if we can shoot this guy as he comes towards us. Ah, there we go. Oh, that's so much easier than the survival bow. See, if that guy keeps wandering over here, I might get a double wolf kill. There's actually a place that you can make new ammo in Stalker. It's quite a hard spot to get to. Like you got to wait for an aurora, which is of course the northern lights, I guess, in this game, in the sky, and all the electricity switches on. And there's some fancy door in the cannery. Maybe there's another one in the prison. I don't know. There's definitely one in the cannery where you can open the door during an aurora because you need electricity. So people like camp for weeks outside there waiting for the aurora so they can open the door. Yeah, moving shot. Anyway, so you know. Interplay between long-term and short-term objectives is really cool. So I'll narrate that a little bit more when I go back to my interloper game.
Cold is making my head feel thick.
And go back to search for my hacksaw. Oh, that's a mod, the bow drill. I'm a bit cheaty, but I hate the idea of matches running out. And I'm like, you know, survivalists could use a bow drill. So that's kind of cool. You can also start fires with magnifying lenses, which is good if you've got enough sun. It doesn't work if it's overcast or at night or inside. So yes, they're a handy wee bit of loot to find. Anyway, I will further narrate the interplay between long-term and short-term objectives when I switch across to my other game. See you there. Alright, so this is my interloper game. You can tell by the ominous skull and crow. Same spot in the mountaineer's hut. And you'll see, well, you might not see, but much less gear. One of the things that's harder about interloper is less gear spawns. You actually need to make some of the important gear from scratch too, like you can't loot hunting knives, you've got to make the improvised one. Same with hatchets. I haven't got my hatchet here, but these you can pick up, and the hacksaw, which I'm going back to my other base to get, you can pick up. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff you can't loot. Also clothing, it's a real high level sort of OP, I guess you'd say, clothing you can't loot in interloper. You've really got to make the stuff that'll keep you warm enough during crazy cold interloper temperatures. So, you know, rabbit skin mitts, rabbit skin hat, wolf skin coat. That's 30 hours of crafting. Takes ages. Well, I mean, you don't have to sit there for 30 hours because you can fast forward time while you're crafting. But you know, you've got to keep yourself fed during that time and warm and enough water and what have you, deerskin boots, blah blah. So anyway, you know, you've got to craft a lot of gear, and the bow, there's no firearms in interloper, so you know the survival bow becomes really important because it's a much more reliable way of feeding yourself than rabbit snares and picking berries and stuff, although those are still useful. So, you know, you spend your first, I would say, it's maybe 20 or 30 days, depending on how good you are. I'm not very good, but some people probably get it done a bit quicker, trying to get your bow set up. And you need to find, actually I might have some in this drawer. You need to find some maple saplings, cut them down to make your bow with. Oh, I don't have saplings here. Did I? I thought I had some. My other game. Anyway, you got to find the maple saplings, cut them down, cure them inside to make the bow. You've also got to find birch saplings to make the arrows. You also need the actual arrowheads themselves, which you have to forge from scratch. So you do a big forge run as one of the first main goals in an interloper run. You go to one of the forges in the world and forge some arrowheads and pick up some crow feathers and make your arrows. So yeah, anyway, that's another longer term objective that you do tend to do at the start of an interloper game. And it's just so much colder in interloper, it's mad. Like every time you go outside, you've just got to plan carefully what you're going to do. This is pretty warm actually for interloper, so it's only 3 degrees colder than the other stalker game. But you know, basically if you have a day in interloper and you've only got 2 downward triangles on your temperature gauge, that's awesome. It's like, wow, it's way warmer than normal, so you get a lot of stuff done outside. You don't have to heat yourself up with fires as often. And you know, it's one of the things I really like about interloper is those short-term objectives. They're just way more salient. You know, the weather can change and kill you pretty quick. You've got to plan longer-term trips because you can't just wander around aimlessly without lighting fires. And you know, you can't light fires in blizzards because it's too windy, and you've got to find a cave usually to warm up enough. You know, it's just the short-term objectives are always there. That feeding yourself's hard. Everything's more difficult. Managing your heat, as I said before, all of that stuff is a lot harder. So I need to figure out what I'm going to take with me, because it's going to be a somewhat long journey, and once I've done that, I will start recording again. Good one. Alright, so as you can see, this is the camp office actually at Mystery Lake. So actually I've come back to the area where I have my hacksaw. I'll even show it to you. There's my hacksaw. Picked this up from the bench here where I'd left it. Actually took me quite some hours to get back here, but you saw some highlights from it in the intro. But in the end, I decided those videos on their own probably weren't sort of exciting enough, although they were good examples of that really long-term objective of getting up Timberwolf Mountain. And then as part of that objective, I needed to come back here to get the hacksaw to open the airline containers from the plane crash. And you know, there was some exciting moments along the way. Actually, the first map transition when I got to Pleasant Valley, I came in late at night, and you would have seen that picture from the top of the mountain looking down into the valley at the cave exit. And I tried to do that leg in the dark, actually, and it got pretty hairy. The weather crapped out. It was really windy. Not really a blizzard. The visibility was okay, but it was really dark, and yeah, it was pretty gnarly. So you would have seen a brief excerpt from that in the intro as well. But anyway, so this is actually Mystery Lake. This is my main base here. There's a lot of room in this spot in the camp office. I really like it. You know, so they've got a pot-bellied stove there, and this is the workbench where we do things like making arrows and so forth. And actually, I think I'm going to need to make... Oh no, I might not. I don't need to make any more arrows for the outing today. I'll tell you about today's planned outing in a moment. And then upstairs, you've got lots of beds, and there's this wood stove has 2 cooking spots on it. The pot-bellied stoves only have 1, so this is all good. But anyway, so I decided that today's objective is actually going to be hunting a bear, and I think that'll be more exciting for a video than just walking from point A to B, even though there was a couple of times I nearly died on the way here, but they don't translate as well to video. So we're going to go and I'll show you where the bear lives. There's a bear that lives on Mystery Lake. So this is the Mystery Lake camp office. Oh, it's cold. Classic. Oh, there's the old, I forget what that's called, one of the lookouts up there of the actual lake. So this is the Mystery Lake camp office here, which is my main base, and out on that lake, frozen lake there, in the distance, there is a bear that wanders around in that far end of the lake, and you can see there's a couple of fishing huts on the frozen lake, which you can fish, break a hole in the ice and fish through them. Now on the other side of the lake, there's a couple of a few actual fishing sort of cabins where you can take cover if it gets too cold. And you can see how cold it is at the moment with at negative 37 degrees, which feels like negative 17 degrees because of the 20 degrees offset by my clothing. You know, my temperature's dropped to half in the time I've been outside banging on. So I'm going to go back inside and perform a few chores for the morning. Oh, it's nearly midday now, and hopefully this weather will have warmed up a little bit by this afternoon. Good visibility at the moment, which is helpful. Hopefully that stays around, but we'll just go and see. There's my meat stores from various hunting expeditions. You keep them outside because they decay slower. So anyway, I'm going to go inside and do a few chores, and hopefully when I come back I'll start recording again. We're going to go on a hunt for a bear, which is the objective for this expedition. Okay, well, I've passed some time and I've just been back outside and the visibility is terrible. It's a bit warmer, but it's very foggy, and that can kill you sometimes because you get lost. But because I'm so badass, I'm going to go bear hunting anyway in very low visibility conditions, and we will see how that goes. Good times. It's not too cold though, which is good. It's just a bit how do you say, a bit overcast, which is a bit rough, but it's alright. And I happen to know where the bear is, even though it's not good visibility, and it's warm, so it's a good thing. I've got a wee line of cattails here. The idea there is if there's places that there's crows doing. That's really weird. I don't know why they're circling over here, because there's no dead animals. Anyway, it's quite a good way to mark common trails. If you get stuck in a blizzard, you're less likely to die because you can just follow the markers. So those are cattails from cattails. Those are those plants on the lake. I've picked most of them around here, so you can't see them, but you get a cattail to eat, and you get those things, whatever they are. I don't think I finished that trail because I can't see the fishing hut. Like a wee fishing, ice fishing, there it is, ice fishing hut. In this lake, there's a few of them actually, there's 3 of them I think. But it's going to be an interesting piece of bear hunting because I am not going to be able to see the bear, possibly until it starts charging me, given how bad the visibility is. But anyway. Oh, this visibility is terrible. Oh well. I think I know where I am, kinda. But that is the other side of the lake, so I feel like there should be some shelter here somewhere. And there's fishing huts both directions, I think. Oh yeah, here we go. Oh yep, I can go into that one. That's good. Be good to warm up a little bit before we go looking for this bear. Let's go in here and maybe sleep for an hour because I'll warm up more quickly. Why not? Oh, actually it's sort of like close to dusk. Oh, this will be interesting. Maybe the weather will clear up when we get back outside. So that's an example of a changing objective. Well, it's pretty commonly changing objective because you're off to hunt the bear or whatever and you get too cold, so find yourself some shelter and rest up, and then go back to your... Oh god, it hasn't gotten any better. Go back to your previous objective again. Well, and here we go. Here's another objective. Collect sticks, pick up sticks. Yay. See, one of my other videos was terribly... One of the reasons it got so boring was because I was picking up a lot of sticks. And I'm like, who wants to watch someone picking up sticks in a playthrough? That's just not interesting. Old sticks though, they're pretty handy source of wood. Oh, this visibility is shocking. Oh my goodness, it's going to be very interesting. No, so if I end up in a fight with this bear, I can kind of use these like buildings as kind of cover and run around them in circles, and if I was feeling particularly cheesy, I could just go in one of the doors and then the bear won't be able to follow me. 3 times. More feathers for arrows. Right, so usually the bear kind of walks around this side of the lake But boy, I'm going to have to get close before I can see him or her, which could be a disaster. But let's have a wee look. See what we can see. But like having like images flash into my head of just a beery silhouette coming out of the fog. Oh, I think it's going to be. I might even hear it before I see it, because God, can't see very far. I think its cave is up here somewhere, maybe. I think. Oh, there's another fishing hut. I lost my Whoa, okay, shit. There we go. There we go. Headshot would be good at this point. Okay, there we go. That's not bad. What's he doing? Okay, I cheesed it. That was too scary. Oh, classic. That was an angry bear. Very angry bear. I don't know what's going to happen here. We'll go back outside and see where he's gone. Is he going to... Oh, yep. Oh, is he bleeding? Oh, he's bleeding. I thought I'd shot him. That was flippin' freaky. Is he bleeding? I don't think he's bleeding. Oh, that was interesting. Thought I'd shot him, but... no, he's not bleeding. Okay, well... That one got him. This is too cheesy. I'm so cheap. I just don't want to lose my character. Oh well, let's have a look here anyway and see what he's doing. Is he bleeding now or what? No. Okay. Well, that's interesting. Might have been a waste of arrows, I think. Oh, oh no, he's bleeding. Okay. Oh goodness. Excuse me. Small coughing fit there. Normally you wouldn't be able to get away with doing that. I just happened to be lucky enough to have a door to go into. So cheap. Jeez, master. So I'll follow this blood trail. I don't know, they take quite a while to bleed out, so it'll be interesting to see what happens here. I also don't know like how far they run for too. Like I think they slow down eventually, but sometimes I've been tracking animals on that I've shot with good visibility and they just run for ages. Damn, where'd that blood trail go? Oh yep, turned around and went that way. Oh yep, I think that's what it's done. Is this cave here? Maybe? Oh, it's not a cave. Is it a cave? Nope. Oh, maybe it went up here. Okay. Yes, here it went up here. Wow, up that steep hillside. It's a tough bear. Okay, wondering if I should light a fire at this point. How did he get up there, man? I can't even, it's too steep. Crazy bear. If I can go up this way. Oh, yep. This bear has amazing feats of climbing.
So cold.
Oh no, you know
Just
what I think it's
lay
done.
down for a bit.
Oh dear. Oh no, here we go. Oh, he's still bleeding. Well, that's good. Oh, hello. Oh, you can see the bear prints. I didn't notice those before. That's pretty cool. And it looks like he was still running because those prints are quite a long way away from each other. I suppose I could light a fire now that I've already wasted some of my fire striker. I'm wondering how far he's gone. I'm also thinking maybe this video isn't very exciting, especially given the fact that I cheesed it. Where is he or her? Bear or... I don't know what the name for female or male bear is, if they have specific terms. Okay, that's bad. Yeah, okay, that's bad. Why? He's still bleeding. What's he doing? Oh, I can't see him at all. Oh, he's not charging me, that's good. Okay. This is a worry. Because I'd really like you to be in your cave. honest, that would be the right. Oh, this visibility is terrible. So I can't really track him from a distance, but I think he's close enough. I don't think we can sort of... this is bad. I'm going to die if he charges me here, I think. So I could shoot him again. Hope that he's lost enough from bleeding out. Maybe that's worth trying. This thing is just probably going to kill me anyway if I No. Oh, that was interesting. Oh, that was scary. Is he bleeding again? Oh, no way. Is there no blood trails now? Oh, that's really bad. Really? That's not cool. No blood trails. Really? Oh, yeah. No, hold on. I'm just not looking properly. That's blood, isn't it? Okay. Oh, yeah. There we go. Look with your eyes, Hamish. Okay. Oh. Thought I was toast then. I think I might have missed with the second arrow. It's the other thing about this game. One of the things that's cool about it is arrows are actually really precious. Like, I've just used up 4 arrows on this bear. And I only made... How many arrowheads did I forge? So on about day 20... Oh, is this cave maybe? Anyway, on about day 20 I forged... I forged about 20 arrowheads. And you really want those to last as long as possible. So I'm not sure, to be honest, how long 20 is going to last me. I think I've used up... Well, I just used up... What have I done? How did I have before? I think I had 5, and I've got 1 left, so I've already used 4. But hopefully some of them will be sticking out of the bear when I get to them. Him or her. That would be very handy. I would say the bear is definitely still losing condition. I really have no idea where I am at this point because I don't know. Actually, this is the first map that the game came with. But I haven't actually spent heaps of time here, so hopefully I'll be able to find a landmark before I get too cold. Because my temperature is my blood there. My temperature is dropping. I probably need to warm up at some point in the next near future. Wow, this beer. It's lasting pretty well. Oh, new location, eh? Oh my goodness. Okay, well, we've got 1 arrow left. If this doesn't do it, that's gonna be it. Oi! Oh, goodness gracious. I really was going to be in trouble there if that arrow wasn't going to finish him. Poor old bear. How many arrows you got sticking out of you, buddy? You've got at least, well, that's 1, 2, 3. Alright, so I might have wasted 2 arrows there. Sometimes you get another one back when you... Okay. Oh, that's probably not too bad. 2 arrows is probably not too bad for killing a bear. Alright, so I didn't die. And I did, even though I cheesed it at the beginning by going into the fishing hut, I did have 1 encounter with the bear while it was charging me and managed to man it up enough not to quit the game. Yeah, that's the actually, incidentally, when bears attack you, they don't actually kill you. They rip your clothes to pieces, take you to 10% health, and then they walk off. And you've got like a certain amount of time. I've never been completely killed by one, but apparently you've got a certain amount of time before they come back again. But sometimes if you get really badly wounded, you just don't get far enough away, and they really mess you up. What do we got? I think we've got 11. And one of the changing goals here is going to be, so obviously I've achieved the objective of killing the bear, and of course I had the longer term objective of getting my hacksaw and taking it back to Timberwolf Mountain, which has gone on hold for me to kill the bear. And then while killing the bear, I also had another objective, which was to be warm, so I went and slept in the fishing hut. And now that I've killed the bear, I am lost. So I'm gonna, I don't know, probably skin it. I might as well do that now. So I've at least got the hide. I may have to say goodbye to the meat, possibly, because I don't think I'm going to be able to. Oh, okay, this is bad. I really need to get warm before I go and start exploring around the place. Hopefully the weather doesn't crap out while I'm sleeping. So you can kill yourself from sleeping during bad weather outside, because if the weather gets worse, then you come. Oh, okay, this is bad. Okay, well, I'll cook that tea, coffee rather.
I feel my feet.
Hopefully, okay. Right, I need to think about what I'm going to do here. Let me think, and I'll come back. Okay, I'm going to drink the coffee. And what else am I going to do? I'm just going to go, I suppose. I could try and sleep for another hour and get a little bit warmer, but I think it's just going to be too risky. I'm not very warm, but if it gets any colder, I'm just going to die. This is one reason why I was doing the bear. So if I get a bearskin bedroll, it's much less dangerous sleeping out in the wop-wops. But at the moment, oh, I can't see anything. Okay, it's going to be really interesting. Oh, dead body. I don't think I've searched you. Nothing. Funny feeling I might be close. Already too cold. Oh, hold on. I think I know where I am. I think that was the bridge near the hydro dam. I think. Oh, this isn't too bad actually. And there might be some trailers up here I can sleep in. Hopefully not a wolf. Rush me. Hey, look at that. Oh, my map knowledge did come into play after all. So I can sleep here and not die. Yay. Oh well. I would say that was a fairly successful outing. Managed to get the beer, and as I know, I've banged on a little bit on one of these videos. I can't remember. I don't know if we're going to the edit or not about managing your condition. So I knew I was taking health damage or condition damage towards the end there. So my bar's on about 2/3 now. But no, I just wanted to keep following the beer, because if you go to sleep, sometimes you lose track of them because the blood droplets disappear. So I was kind of risking a bit of condition loss there because I was freezing, but that's kind of what you got to do sometimes, and it panned out all right. So my survivor, my interloper difficulty survivor, is 68 days old, which I'm pretty pleased about, so that is good. Anyway, so this was meant to be a bit of a yarn about changing objectives, and I suppose they've changed in some sense. I got all the way back here from Timberwolf Mountain to get the hacksaw. It took about maybe 3 or 4 hours of gameplay. I recorded some of them, but I think I'll leave those out. And I could get the hacksaw, but instead I stopped to get another bear pelt from here because I knew where the bear was. And during that, I stopped to have a sleep, and then I killed the bear, got the bear pelt, and now I'll head back with my hacksaw to the other camp at the lakeside. So lots of objectives going on. I mean, I don't even really narrate the real short-term objectives like walking from here to here and, whatever, tracking the blood and bits and pieces like that, but there's lots and lots of different objectives that present themselves, and I think it makes it a pretty cool game. Anyway, I will go to sleep, and in the morning I'll probably take some meat off that bear, I think. Rightio, catch you later.